Hey guys, Haddy the creator here, creating something new to share with you. Maybe some of you remember me still, but for the last 12 weeks actually, I was doing something called Doodle sessions over on Twitter, where I've been more active lately.
Sorry YouTube for my little hiatus there.
But what I'd like to do for a little bit is just talk for a minute or so while I show some of those drawings that I did for those Doodle sessions. I ended up doing 3 each session, so 3 times 12 was so
24, 36.
So that's a total of 36 drawings. Sorry, I had to do some math there for a minute. But yeah, I'd just like to chat for a minute. I decided to do something I called Doodle sessions. Basically, I just asked for a bunch of drawing prompts to be dropped in the comments, and I would pick 3 of them and draw them up. And it was a lot of fun to do, actually. It reminded me of the old A Daily Doodle days where I committed to draw a new drawing every single day. I did a video about that at one point. I'm actually going to come out with a book about that experience with all the doodles in it, but that's to come. So when I first did this, it was just kind of like an on-the-whim, kind of for fun thing, right? I wasn't expecting much out of it. I just thought it would be a fun way to kind of interact with the community. And as it went on, the following week came up and somebody asked me, hey, are you going to do that again? And I'm like, maybe I will. So I decided to went along with it, did it again. And then it just became a thing, right? And every Thursday I planned on it. But then it got to the point where I was spending longer on some of these drawings, just because it was a lot of fun to kind of get into them and to make people get excited about them. You know, people would always get excited when I spent a lot of time on the detail work, because that's kind of what I'm known for, I guess. But yeah, so basically it got to the point where I would dedicate literally like half of my Thursday to that, and then the other half would be intermingled with all the parenting duties of having 7 kids, you know. I'm always running kids to sports games or to school practices or whatever it is, you know. So I feel pretty busy these days with all that. So when my whole Thursday played out and I hadn't felt like I did anything on my actual real work that I need to do, and I say that basically because I get paid for that kind of stuff, right? I don't get paid for doing these doodles for people. Sometimes they'll send me a tip to color them for them or whatever, but that wasn't like something I was counting on, you know. So obviously I need to pay bills, and I have a few other endeavors that I'm working on right now, so that time is kind of more valuable to me right now. And that's probably another reason why I haven't been on YouTube lately, because I went independent. So I quit my full-time job that I had, and I went full-time creative entrepreneur. So in that whole process of the past 2 years, I've been kind of looking at different business opportunities and doing more freelance work and commissions and all that kind of thing. So anyways, getting back to this, the reason why it reminded me of A Daily Doodle is because it reminded me of that principle of showing up, you know, just show up every day. So if you commit to drawing something every day, or even every 1 day a week like I did on this project, sometimes I get caught up in, you know, the drawing I do for clients, or the stuff I'm doing for NFTs that I'm still doing. I'm working on the Megadeth Digital NFT right now, finishing that up. But sometimes you kind of just forget to draw for fun, right? You forget to draw because you love it. And those doodle sessions got me basically set a time aside every week for me to dedicate to that. And some of those Thursdays after drawing on other stuff or doing a bunch of, you know, website work or whatever it is, you know, I kind of felt burned out and I didn't want to draw. You know, I was like, I just wish I could call a sick day or something like that, you know. But I knew, and I committed to every Thursday I was going to show up and do that. So I did learn a lot from that, and it was a good reminder of that principle. Just a couple of weeks ago, I actually took a fall and bashed my head open. I don't know if you could tell the scar. There's a pretty gnarly pie-looking scar on my eyebrow now. But I fell in my backyard and I hit a giant boulder, and it's kind of embarrassing, you know. So nobody likes to get hurt and go get stitches, but I had to get 7 stitches up here. I'll throw a picture up real quick. But that was no fun, and while that was happening, I had a lot going on in my personal life. I had committed to speaking at a teen entrepreneur event that coming Saturday, and I didn't really want to go looking like Quasimodo, you know. I've got this big old gash. I didn't want to scare the kids. My nose was a little bit swollen. It was an ordeal. It was a whole thing. I'm lucky I didn't get a black eye. I already had one of those last year, so I didn't want to do that. But it was something I committed to, and I had people counting on me, so I knew I had to do it. And that's the same thing with the Doodle sessions, because I was accountable to other people. With those people counting on me, that motivated me to show up. I knew I had to show up. And I have to show up for my family. You know, if there's a day I don't feel like doing some work or something, but I need to get some money in for, you know, a bill or whatever it is, I gotta show up and I gotta push through. So maybe if you guys are struggling to be a better artist or to make more time for drawing, something you can do is basically committing to somebody, or maybe your little community or whatever following you might have. Commit to doing something for them for free, and you're actually getting a big value out of that. It's not like you're actually doing it for free, because you're committing yourself to time to draw and practice and be present. And don't forget to take time to draw the things you just want to draw, or just draw for fun. You know, no pressure, just scribble it out, and whatever comes out comes out, and it's fun that way. I mean, when you're doing art for work, sometimes it's not as fun, because you know it's not yours, you know, it's not coming from your heart, and you're just whatever, it's a job, you know. So yeah, hopefully this was entertaining to listen to, and maybe this kind of style video would be a little better going forward, instead of just playing music and watching me draw. Maybe if I talked a little bit about some of the lessons I've learned and some of the things I've gone through the past 2 years, would be insightful for you guys. But thank you so much. I hope to see you guys more regularly and post more often. I appreciate all of you who are still here. I'm excited to kind of see who might comment down below and see who's actually missed me, and see if the algorithm now hates me and I don't get any views. But that's okay. I'm not really doing this for views. I'm just doing it to show and hopefully inspire art and creativity, and rekindle that passion all of you artists at one point had that got you started on this path in the first place. Well, this has been Haddy the Creator. Hopefully that was interesting to listen to, and I will catch you on the next video.